Now, if you've learned Python programming language up to functions, you can build what I'm about to build now. Okay, this is just a basic calculator in Python programming language. And to start with, we're going to be received two inputs from a user, and it's a calculator that are going to add just two numbers. So I'm going to say number one is equal to input. Let me convert every input to integer. Okay, input, enter the first number. Okay, my input was spelled wrongly. Okay, as well take number two. Number two is equal to int input, enter the second. Okay, so receiving these two numbers, I can come here and say, okay, for the third input, or let me separate them this way. OPR is equal to input, enter the operator. Okay, all right. So what we're gonna receive from the user is the first number, the operator, and the second number. So I'm gonna use conditional statement to determine the kind of operation the user wants to do. So here I'm gonna do if PR gives me asterisk. So I'm gonna say print. Um, I'm gonna use a string here. Number one, okay. OPR. Number two is equal to number one plus number two. Okay, so while we're missing it here, this is supposed to be OPR, and this is supposed to be closed here. The parentheses, the quotation mark rather. Okay, so for that, we're gonna copy this multiple times. So we're gonna do for um, this guy, this guy, and this guy. So I'm gonna use elif. Elif operator is addition. So we're gonna do this operator is this. So this is supposed to be multiplication. Then this is supposed to be addition, and elif it is division. Okay, then we're gonna divide. And here else if is subtraction, or if is subtraction, then we're gonna subtract the second number from the first number. So for this division here, we're gonna ensure that we are not dividing by zero. Okay, so I'm gonna do another if here. So I'm gonna say if number two is equal to zero, so I'm gonna print this one here. I'm gonna print this guy by saying this operator this is equal to zero. Okay, so division by zero is not mathematically possible in mathematics. So I'm gonna say else here, then I will do this. Okay, so let's quickly look over what we've done here. Here we say, what are we getting wrong? What are we getting wrong? Print this operator this is equal to this. If number two is equal to zero, so everything is correct. We're taking number one from a user, we're taking operator, we're taking number two. Then we take in we check for operator of arithmetic, of multiplication, multiply, for plus, do this for division. We're gonna check if the second number that we're gonna this the denominator is zero, then we're gonna return zero. Else, then we're gonna do the proper calculation here. Okay. Then for subtraction, we do this. Then else, after everything, and we don't get the right operator, we now say invalid operator. Okay, invalid operator. So looking at this, I believe everything is as expected. Now let's execute the program and see that in action. So by saying Python calculator.py, and they ask us for the first number two, for the second number operator rather multiplication, and three, and it says two times three is six. So I'm gonna run it again and say for the first number, I'm gonna say 10, and I'm gonna say addition and 20, and it says 30. So let me check that of dividing by 0. So I'm gonna say 20 division and 0, so it returns 0, which is perfectly fine. Okay, let me know how you can reduce this. But instead of using multiple if, L if, and whatever here, you can do this. Excuse me. You can do this by using a function and a dictionary to reduce the number of operations you are going here. So here we have number one, this, and operator. I can come here. Let me comment out this guy. Okay. Yeah, so I can come up here and def perform calc. Okay. And what do I receive? A, OPR, okay, and B. So I'm gonna say let me say build calc here, a dictionary called build calc, a dictionary of asterisk. I'm gonna name the asterisk is the key, and the value should be number one times number two. Okay, number one times number two. Then for addition, this is gonna be number one plus number two. Okay, then for division, so I'm gonna say number one divided by number two if number two is not equal to zero. Okay, if number two is not equal to zero, else um else zero. So that's what we're gonna do there. Okay, else zero. This if number two is not equal to this, else zero. So which is perfect. And the last one we're gonna do here is for subtraction. When it is subtraction, what do we do? We say number one minus number two. Okay, which is perfect. So let me take this guy down here. We don't need that anymore. So I'm just showing you another way of doing this to reduce this whole lot of if, if, and whatever here. So this is gonna return us a calculation. This is gonna return okay. So this is gonna return number one, then OPR, and number two is equal to um perform calc. Okay, and we're gonna pass in the key. Perform calc, and we're gonna pass in the OPR as key. Okay, and if the key isn't found, then we're gonna say invalid operation. Okay, so what do we do? Just come down here, and call the function and have it executed. So by simply saying here, we're gonna say print what are we printing here? Perform calc. Okay, perform underscore calc, and we're passing in number one, PR, number two. Okay, that's that. And when we execute the program, number two rather, two, not three. Okay, everything should be fine. So let me execute that program. Python calculator py, and oh, I have a problem here. A syntax error string on match of this. So let me quickly locate where that guy is coming from. It should be here. Okay, so I open this string here. This one. Let me check the code line number, and it's saying line 13, and this is line 13 for the f string. Okay, the return keyword f string, this equal to this. Oh, I see where the issue is coming from. Okay, so I'll reduce this with single quotation mark, and Python calculator.py. And it's working. We enter 2, we enter the operator asterisk, we enter 3. Oh, missing one required positional argument. Oh, I see. Perform calc. Oh, I see. This. Oh, we're supposed to use build here. Build calc rather. Build calc.get. Okay, build calc.get. Sorry about that. This is one thing about going live. Okay, so Python calculator py enter 2 asterisk enter 3. So that's fine. Then we'll run it again. Enter 10 division 0. I'll get 0, which is perfect. Let's enter a value, or let's enter an operator that is not valid. Okay, so let's run the program again and say 20, and let's say JJ for operator, and we enter 10, and it says this and this is equal to invalid operation. And that's how you build a robust calculator in Python programming language. Okay, but there are situations whereby an error can occur here. For instance, you enter a value that is not a number. I mean, an input that cannot be converted to an integer, so that will yell at you as an error. Okay, so you can use try and except block to handle this gracefully. Stay safe, guys, and follow Skill Technologies.